It's Thursday, March 15th, 2018, and it's time for a bonus video of Vanran10 on sports. So, as you see in the title, Denver Broncos, you still need to draft a quarterback. Case Keenum is a nice pickup for a couple of years, but he is not the answer to how will the Broncos get to the Super Bowl. I like Case Keenum. I like the signing. It's a good stopgap solution. He's better than Paxton Lynch. He's better than Brock Osweiler. He's better than Trevor Siemian. Fine. I'll give you that. But you have went from a 5-11 team to an 8-8 team. Okay? Case Keenum doesn't make you a great team. Case Keenum can take a great team and get them to the playoffs, which he showed with Minnesota. He had a great season last year. He really did. I like him. I hope he can continue this. But you got to look at all of his previous work. You know, you're talking about 4, 5, 6 years of not so good, and then one magical season. I've seen this before. Scott Mitchell, Matt Flynn. I've seen this. I've seen this movie. And this movie sucks. Quarterbacks have one good season. There's no pressure on these guys. It's not their team. They were the backup. They came in and they played free and loose, and they did some nice things. But when the pressure is back on them again, to be the starter, to be the main guy, to be the $18 million a year quarterback, that's a problem. That's where they don't have anywhere to hide. They are expected to be the starter. Case Keenum is going to be the starter. But here's the problem. 5-11, 8-8. Even if at that number 5 pick, let's say you draft Bradley Chubb, or I think it's Bradley Chubb. I think Nick Chubb is the running back. Bradley Chubb is the defensive pass rusher. Let's say you draft him. So now you have a rookie pass rusher with Von Miller on the defense. Great. Defense is a little bit more solid. It helps out the secondary and the linebackers because the quarterback doesn't have as much time to throw. Great. But on offense, what are you doing? You're still only putting up about 17 to 20 points a game. Now, the Broncos won a Super Bowl with defense. I get it. But you still need to draft your future quarterback. I don't know if John Elway still believes in Paxton Lynch. I really don't. Every time I saw Paxton Lynch, he looked scared. He looked unsure of himself. I've watched rookie quarterbacks that know what they're doing. And even if they don't necessarily know what they're doing, they still seem more confident. Paxton Lynch had happy feet. His feet were always bouncing around back there they weren't going anywhere. They were just always bouncing around because he didn't know, at any time he just thought he should be running. You know, he didn't look like he got it. Now, maybe John saw something in that last game when they started Paxton Lynch that maybe he wants to keep, but it's like, why'd you go to Baker Mayfield's pro day? If you don't think that Baker Mayfield is going to be a guy that you're going to draft, why go see him? If you think Case Keenum is going to be it and you still want to look at Paxton Lynch, why go to Baker Mayfield's pro day? Is he playing an angle, hoping to maybe get somebody to trade up to get, maybe that number, maybe they'll try to trade to get Denver's number 5 pick and make it more valuable? I don't know. I still say draft Baker Mayfield at number 5. You need a young quarterback. Paxton Lynch doesn't look like the guy. If you're not going to give any consideration to Chad Kelly, who was the other guy you drafted in that same draft, then draft Baker Mayfield. Draft him. If he does well, you can kick Paxton Lynch to the curb. We'll all forget his name. Guaranteed. We'll forget Paxton Lynch if Baker Mayfield turns out to be a great quarterback. So just dump him if Baker Mayfield turns out to be the guy. But draft a quarterback. Get Rosen, get Mayfield, get Darnold, get Allen. Get one of these 4 guys with that 5th pick. Don't sit there and think because you got Case Keenum that now you can draft the safety out of Alabama and think that that's going to make it okay. You're going to, we're going to win another title. Remember, Peyton Manning won titles. When he was having a weak sauce season, he'd at least won a title. He was a veteran quarterback. He had broken records. He knew how to not make mistakes. Case Keenum is a gunslinger. He will make bonehead mistakes. And he doesn't have as much room for error as he did in Minnesota. His room for error is a little bit less here in Denver because we don't have the offensive line that Minnesota had. So Denver, draft a quarterback. Do not think that Case Keenum is the guy and then hold off on drafting a quarterback because you're going to go from 5-11 to 8-8, which puts you in the middle of the draft. And if there are any great prospects at quarterback next season, you ain't getting them. You have 11 draft picks in this. You have 11 draft picks in this particular draft. If you want a defensive end, if you want a running back, if you want offensive linemen, use the other picks. Your first pick should be quarterback. Unless everybody trades up in front of you and all 4 quarterbacks are gone and at number 5 you don't have a choice but to take somebody else, then that's fine. But if there is even one of those guys still left, if Rosen's still left, if Allen's still left, if Baker Mayfield is still left at number 5, you take one of them. I don't care which one. Take one of them. All of them have upside to them. All of them have flaws, but there's no such thing as a perfect quarterback. There's just not, other than Tom Brady. But remember, when he was drafted, it was the 6th round. He was a supplemental 6th round pick. He wasn't even the Patriots' first pick in the 6th round. They drafted a safety first out of Virginia. So it was their 2nd pick in the 6th round that was a supplemental pick that they said, we'll take Tom Brady. They almost took Tim Rattay. I did a video on that. So Denver, take a quarterback. I don't know how many more times I got to say it. John, take a quarterback. John Elway, take a quarterback. John Elway, take a quarterback. With all that being said, to the troops, past, present, future, thanks for the freedom.